everybody, I'm the Crimson Dragon. Glad to have you here for episode 1 of Dragon Rankings. What is Dragon Rankings, you might ask? It is a special little thing I do where I will take a certain aspect of a video game and I'm going to rank it on a scale of S, A, B, C, and F. S being the best and F being the worst. What we're going to be doing for the first episode is the Final Fantasy VII, OG Final Fantasy VII limit breaks. All the limit breaks for all the characters, with the exception of Tifa, Vincent, and Kate Sith. Vincent, we're going to be ranking only his transformations, as he is a Berserk character. And finally, Tifa, because all of her abilities are done at the same time, in one turn, we're going to rank how they look all together as one limit break. So she'll get one ranking that encompasses all 7 limit breaks. So we're going to take a look at his level 1 limit break, Braver. Alright, just a pretty basic overhead slash, nothing really, spectacular. I think it's a good way to kind of get a baseline start. So we're going to give that one a C. I do have little things to play here. So this is going to be a right in the middle. I said C, I meant B. Sorry, right in the middle, just a good old B rank. So this is going to be a B. Good middle ground to kind of start with. We're going to be Cloud. Oops, wait, no, that's wrong. Go to Cloud's next level limit break, which is Cross Slash. That one's pretty cool too. I like that one. I like how it has like a special little symbol that appears, and the fact that it paralyzes an enemy if they're susceptible to paralyze is pretty cool too. So I'm gonna give that one. I'm gonna give Cross Slash an A. I think it's pretty good for what it does. Okay, back attack and whatever. All right, let's go. Cloud level 2 limit break. First one is Blade Beam. Nice. All right. I like that it is multi-targeting. That's pretty cool. I do have to say, though, it does lose points by the fact that when it diffuses to other targets, the damage it delivers is severely reduced. You really couldn't, you saw it in the numbers there, but when you use Blade Beam, the first target that hits takes a lot of damage, but when it diffuses and splits to the other targets, they take a lot less damage. I think that kind of sucks. I feel that if you're going to have a multi-targeting limit break, the penalty should either be non-existent or be, not anywhere near as terrible. So I still say it's pretty damn good. I'm going to give it another A. I'm going to give Blade Beam an A. I think it's pretty good. I do like the flashy effect. I like the fact that he the camera angle turns in front of Cloud, and then he's looks over with one eye over his arm at the target. He's like, all right, this is coming right at you, bitch. I do kind of like that little, flare, I guess, that he puts on it. I kind of like that. I don't know why I'm getting back attacked a bunch, but, whatever. All right, Cloud, Clim Hazard. Unfortunately, I kind of feel that's a bit of a basic bitch attack. I mean, other than a little bit of a fancy, flare of him turning the blade sideways, he's basically just, impaling you and then slashing up. Yeah, the damage is usually really, really good, but it's just kind of essentially like a reverse Braver, whereas Braver was an overhead slash. You're going in and then coming up. So I don't really think it's anything special. I think it's pretty mediocre. So I'm gonna give Clim Hazard a B. We have Clim Hazard a B. I don't think it's as good as the Blade Beam or Cross Slash. I certainly don't think it's better than Cross Slash, and it's really just not much different than Braver, in my honest opinion. Again, back attack. What the fuck? Meteor Rain. It's first level 3 limit break. That is certainly really, really cool looking. definitely really cool looking. I like the jump into the air. I like the fact he kind of twirls and then slings down a flurry of meteors on the target. It's essentially a rapid fire version of Comet 2, however. The materia skill, the magic skill Comet 2. So that kind of is a little bit of a drawback, but I still think it's kind of a cool look overall. And multi-targeting, multi-hit, those kind of things are always really good in my opinion for limit breaks. So I'm gonna give Meteor Rain. I'm gonna give Meteor Rain an A. Not Meteor Rain. I'm gonna give it an A. Cloud. Let's do finishing touch. That's a pretty cool looking move too. Again, I do like the flare that Cloud puts on it with the, throw his arms to the side and points a sword in the air, then stands back and then swings a big, hurricane at him. So that's all really, really cool looking. I do like how it is multi-targeting again. I do like how it's also an instant kill attack as well. I believe that if they are immune to instant kill, like if you use it on a boss, I believe they still take a pretty good amount of damage. So it's a useful single target, multi-target single hit damage. So pretty good there. Although I kind of wish there was another animation when they get instant killed. So it may just me being a little bit picky about it, but it's just kind of they're getting sucked up and blown away, and that's really it. I'm gonna give finishing touch an A also. I'm gonna rank finishing touch at an A. I think a lot of what sells it for me is the fancy little moves that Cloud makes before he actually delivers the attack. I really think that's pretty cool. Again, back attack. Why? All right, Cloud, Limit, Omni Slash. Easily an S. Absolutely excellent, incredible limit break. Multi-targeting, multi-hit, incredible damage, no damage penalties for it being multi-targeting. Very, very flashy looking, absolutely incredible, very, very well done, and easily the basis for many other similar types of limit break attacks. Squall's strongest Renzokuken attack, Lionheart. Think of Blitz Ace from Final Fantasy X. Think Lightning's Army of One in Final Fantasy 13. So the flurry of slash attacks is pretty strong staple ever since Omni Slash. It's really, really cool. So it's definitely deserving of an S rank. I will say though that one thing that makes this what makes Omni Slash a little bit unique in this aspect, but it's the only limit break that you actually can get without ever getting the item. At the end of the game, at the very, very, very final battle, Cloud learns and uses Omni Slash automatically. The downside is it is the very, very last battle of the game, so you don't get the opportunity to use it before then unless you earn it through the battle arena in the Gold Saucer. So let's do Barrett's level 1 limit breaks. Barrett, limit, big shot. Nothing really fancy to that. I mean, it's pretty basic attack in my opinion. It just points his arm, charges up, and then fires. I mean, nothing really spectacular about it other than it's pretty good damage for a level 1 limit break. So I'm gonna give it a B rank. I'm gonna rank it B. I don't think it's anything incredibly good. I don't think it's incredibly bad at all. I think it's right about the middle. I do think it's pretty good for early on the amount of damage that it can deliver. because it's, again, his Barrett's first limit break, and you get him early in the game, so it's good damage dealing, especially for like the first boss of the game. So I think it's decent. Now let's do his second level 1 limit break, Mind Blow. Is he buffering for me? Oh, I'm sorry, Jose. Are you connected to Wi-Fi? Barrett's level 2 limit break. Unfortunately, it is exactly like his level 1 limit break. There is nothing different between his level 1, level 2 limit break. As far as like his animation, he still like, points his arm, charges it up, and then fires. The difference being his attack is blue instead of red, and it attacks the enemy's MP, which, honestly, the times I've used it, it's been useless. There are other abilities that are far more useful for removing enemies' MP, like Magic Hammer, the enemy skill. So honestly, I think Mind Blow, also because it's the same animation as Big Shot. I'm gonna say Mind Blow gets an F. Mind Blow gets an F. It is useless. It's a copy and paste animation of his first limit break ability, so no uniqueness there, and it's not. I'm not impressed by it at all. I think it's the worst. I think it's his worst limit break, honestly. Again, another back attack. All right, Barrett. Barrett's first level 2 limit break. Grenade Bomb. I do like that it's multi-targeting and pretty decent damage, I believe. So good for clearing out, a large number of enemies. Really good for gathering kills with Barrett so we can get his other limit breaks that require him to get kills. Nothing really special to the animation. You don't really see like a projectile or anything. He just like turns his gun sideways, points up, and then basically just artillery fires, and there's an explosion. So I would say it's nothing really too special, but not really terrible either. I'm going to give Grenade Bomb. I'm gonna give Grenade Bomb a B. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Josh. I'm gonna give it a B because it's kind of right down the middle. Nothing really awesome, but nothing really that crappy either. It's unique enough. All right, Barrett's level 2 limit break, or second level 2 limit break, Hammer Blow. Okay, he charges at the enemy and then punches him with his left hand, punches the enemy with his left hand, and ejects him from the battle. Honestly, I'm really not too impressed. I do like the fact that he actually uses his bare hand for the punch as opposed to his weapon. So kind of a little uniqueness there. But I don't think it does any damage at all. And if they're immune to ejection, like a boss, it's a completely useless. It's a completely useless skill. So I don't think it's as good as Grenade Bomb. Also, considering it's single targeting time, kind of takes away some points too. So I agree with Josh. I'm gonna have to say that Hammer Blow gets a C. While it has its usefulness with ejection, if the enemy is a boss or is immune to ejection, it's a completely useless ability to have. All right, Barrett. First level 3 limit break is Satellite Beam. I can give it a lot of points for flashiness. That's pretty cool. Big, it very much reminds me of like Command and Conquer's Ion Beam, big laser beam coming out of the sky. But I have to ask a question. Where is this satellite that Barrett has control of? Again, I know we're talking I'm stretching out a little bit of lore here, but if Barrett has this capability to summon a giant laser beam from the sky, why has he not used it sooner? Why didn't he use it on Shinra Tower? Why didn't he use that laser on the reactors if he was going to blow them up? It seems like an impractical limit break to have for somebody who really shouldn't have access to a satellite. you have to when you have to suspend suspension of disbelief is that high, it kind of takes away a little bit. So I'm going to give Satellite Beam. I'm going to give it a B because I think it looks cool, but again, that suspension of disbelief is really killing the vibe for me. It's really killing my like. And I just you know, if it makes me go, you're gonna lose some points for it. I think Satellite Beam would be better for Sid because he was a former Shinra member and he has access to the High Wind, so he could probably like use the High Wind to hack into a Shinra satellite and then use that. Yeah, that would make more sense to me. Barrett, I don't see why he would have access to those satellites. All right, let's do Anger Max. Thanks for the crotch shot. Anger Max is a very impressive skill to me. I really, really like Anger Max. It reminds me a lot of a gun version of Cloud's Omni Slash, multi-targeting, multi-hit, and just looks like but Barrett's like it truly looks like a limit break. It looks like Barrett's anger, his limit break is at max and broken, and he just goes ape shit with his gun on all the enemies. I think the name fits very well. I think the ability is very, very good. I think the damage output is really, really good. It is one of the best limit breaks in the game, and I am actually going to give Anger Max. I'll give Anger Max an S. I think it ranks right up there with Omni Slash. I think it's an incredibly, incredibly good limit break. And it's very useful too. Other multi-targeting limit breaks, I do know have a damage penalty, like we saw earlier with the Blade Beam. I think Anger Max didn't get very much of a damage penalty. I like it. I really, really do. I think it's a very good ability. I kind of think that it should be a level 4 limit break, as powerful as it looks. Again, with the back attacks. Alright, level 4 limit break, Baron Catastrophe. Catastrophe is pretty good. Catastrophe is pretty good. I like the flashiness. I kind of like how, you gotta suspend disbelief again a little bit more. But he uses his weapon to launch himself into the air, and then sort of does a Barrett version of the Goku Kamehameha wave and just blasts the enemy multiple times. I think he actually hits more times with Catastrophe than he does with Anger Max. So both of those are really, really good. Although I kind of feel it doesn't match the maximum anger, again, using play on words there with the limit break name, as Anger Max does have. I'm going to give Catastrophe an A, because of the flashiness, the multi-target, it seems like it has a lot of critical hits too, so really, really cool. But I just don't think it's quite as good as Anger Max. I just really don't. So let's do Red 13's first limit break, Sled Thing. Kind of a basic attack, nothing really special about it. Kind of like the little red, I don't know, sonic boom kind of thing that appears around him as he rushes through the target. So kind of flashy, not too bad. I think it's very similar in a way to Cloud's Braver, kind of a sort of a basic attack, right around an average mediocre attack. So I am going to give Sled Fang a B. We give Sled Thing a B. I think it's nothing special. Right down the middle. Next level 1 limit break. Lunatic High. So it's a haste and a defense buff. I think it's okay. Buffing limit breaks I don't really care for, because I feel that limit breaks are special things that allow you to do something really special to the enemy. I feel it should be an enemy-based thing. So a buff that casts haste and raises your defense is not that useful because haste can be used just about any time if you have I believe it's the time materia built up enough, or even easier, an enemy skill called Mighty Card also, I believe, also inflicts haste on you as well. So it's a much better ability, and you're just using MP to cast it. You can cast it anytime you want, as well as give you both both a barrier and magic barrier. So I truly think that Lunatic High, both the buffs that you get are useless, and also Mighty Guard is multi-targeting, whereas with haste, with the time magic, you have to pair it to all in order to multi-target. But Mighty Guard is easier to access, easier to get, easier to use, and already multi-targeting just by nature. So honestly, I think Lunatic High gets a C. I don't think it's that good. All right. First level 2 limit break is Bloodfang. That limit break is a copy and pasted exact same thing in every way to his first level 1 limit break. That loses a lot of points with me. There is absolutely no difference between Sledfang and Bloodfang, except that Bloodfang you get a little HP back from the attack. Nothing else. I'm going to give Bloodfang an F. I'm going to give Bloodfang an F. Yeah, the health that you get back from the attack is a nice plus, and it is different from his Sledfang attack in that manner. But the amount you get back, I think, is only like a small percentage of the damage you deliver. So let's try his other level 3 limit or level 2 limit break, Stardust Ray. All right, that I think is a pretty cool looking skill. I think he makes up for the copy and paste animation of Bloodfang with Stardust Ray. I like the fact that he crouches down like he's really charging up his attack, and then howls, and you get this awesome star field and pan over to the enemy as these, I guess, blue stars or something fall down on him. I really like the cinematic effect of it. It's again multi-targeting, multi-hit, which also is a plus. I'm gonna give Stardust Ray an A. I'm going to give it an A because I really like it. Now, granted, it does suffer from the issue of damage penalty because it's multi-targeting. It doesn't deal as much damage as other multi-targeting limit breaks, but I do like it gets a lot of points for me for its cinematic effect. I think it's really, really cool. It looks really, really awesome. All right, Red 13's first level 3 limit break, Howling Moon, begins fighting wildly. It gives Red 13, because it's a self-targeting ability, it gives him Berserk and Haste. Berserk is one of my more hated status ailments. And when you can inflict it on yourself with a limit break, that is absolutely terrible. It is absolutely terrible. So the fact you use a limit break to inflict Berserk on yourself, the added plus of Haste is nice. So it allows Red to just go off and do his thing. But that really kills a lot of it for me. The only thing I'm going to give credit for is the kind of cool effect of the moon appearing in the background and him jumping and howling to it. I'm going to give Howling Moon, I'm going to give it a C. It's not bad enough that it gets an F ranking, even though I really, really hate the Berserk aspect. The cinematic effect of the moon really gives it the points it needs to come out of the F rank. Alright, let's do Red 13's second level 3 limit break, which is Earth Rave, attacks all opponents. Alright. It's a pretty decent looking attack. I like it. I do kind of like the fact is like his first couple of abilities, he like whacks you with his paw, and I think he uses like his left paw as well. Then he like bites you. I do like the multi-hit. It's multi-targeting, even though you can't choose the targets as easily. So he'll like randomly like not attack an enemy at all, like he missed that third enemy there. I think it's pretty cool. I kind of like the the explosive effect that comes out of some of the attacks. So I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a B. If I could really like rank it a little bit higher, I think it fits a little bit better between A and B. I don't think it deserves A because it's just not really that amazing, and it's only I think 4 or 5 attacks, so it's not a huge multi-hit attack. All right, red, level 4 limit break, Cosmo Memory. For an ultimate limit break, it's actually very, very unimpressive. First of all, Red himself, he does one thing. Like his actual character and his character model only does one thing. He just does a howl, which his I believe it was his second level 1 limit break does the same thing. He just howls. That's all he does. Everything else that happens during that limit break is all in the animation. The star field appears, this red ball appears, and then shoots a big laser out, or a big beam, or whatever, and then the eruption of damage over the enemies. All that is pretty cool. So you get some good points for that, but you lose points because it's not multi-hit. It is multi-targeting, but not multi-hit, so it only hits once, and there's nothing special that Red himself does other than just howl. So I'm going to give Cosmo Memory a C rank because it's just not, especially and it also because it's his ultimate limit break. That's the best they've got. I'm not impressed with how that looked. Yuffie's first level 1 limit break, Freeze Lightning. Okay, terrible. That's terrible. It would be better if each of those attacks actually did damage, so it would be like a 2-hit attack, because she runs at him, slashes him, jumps back, and then throws it. But it only counts as 1 hit. I'm not impressed by that. It would definitely get more if it actually counted as 2 hits. It really would. I'm gonna give that a Grease Lightning gets an F. Yeah. It's bad. It's really bad. So now, let's go back to Yuffie again and do her second level 1 limit break, Clear Tranquil. Yuffie, why do your level 1 limit breaks suck so much? This is a healing limit break. And this is very similar to another character's limit break that also heals all targets. So the fact that it's a multi-targeting heal is nice. I will give it credit for the fact that it's actually a pretty good heal. Considering it is a level 1 limit break, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for the amount of healing that you get. However, there are other, again, it loses points of usefulness because of the fact you can heal in other ways. But also, by this point, by the time you get Yuffie, you should have access to to tier 2 magic. So even with your cure magic, you should be able to cast level 2 cure, and then you pair that to an all materia, and it makes Clear Tranquil pretty useless. I'm gonna give it a C. It doesn't deserve an F because the good healing that it does is very useful, but that's really its only advantage. Show us what you got for level 2. Landscaper is a first ability. Multi-targeting. This one is interesting to me. It has its ups and downs. I'm going to give it right about in the middle. I'm going to give it a B rank. And here's why it's only getting a B rank. First of all, let me give you the upside. Let me give you the upsides first. I think it's cool that of the juxtaposition of the fact that you've got this tiny little ninja girl that punches the ground and generates a massive earthquake under all the enemies. That would fit a little better. If Barrett did that move, it wouldn't be anywhere near as impressive because it would make sense. Big burly guy, large muscles, punches the ground, or even Cloud, because he's a soldier, punches the ground or whacks the ground and creates a giant earthquake. But this tiny little 16-year-old ninja girl punches the ground and creates this earthquake. That's really cool. The juxtaposition is pretty interesting there. Now, here's where the downsides come in. Downside is it's ground-based. I don't think it's earth elemental specifically, but it hits ground targets only, I'm pretty sure. So if it's a flying enemy, they would not be affected by that attack, so it would miss. Alright, let's do the second level 2 limit break for Yuffie. Bloodfest, multi-targeting again. Pretty decent. I like the multi-targeting, multi-hit attack. Always pretty cool. However, there is a severe damage penalty. She was only doing a little over 100 damage every attack. Now, she was going, she was frenzying and hitting a lot of times. So it's very Omni-slash-like in that manner. But the damage penalty that she gets is unfortunately killing it for me. So I'm only going to give it a B rank. Because it's really flashy looking too. Alright, Yuffie, Gauntlet of the Living. Multi-targeting. It looks like a lot of her limit breaks are multi-targeting. Unfortunately, this one's going to rank pretty low. This one is going to rank pretty low because, again, her animation is no different than a regular attack. She just flings her weapon, which is what her normal attack is, and then this magical blue laser comes out of the ground, hitting all targets one time. I'm going to give Gauntlet a C. There's just very little to it. Nothing really amazing. Doom of the Living, multi-targeting again. For Doom of the Living, I give it, like Jody said a second ago, style points. It's, really, it's another frenzied attack, but I'm pretty sure the animation she did were the exact same as she did for the previous limit break, the Bloodfest. It's the same animations. She looks exactly the same. It's a little more flashy because it's got those purple lights that appear when she does the attacks. And I didn't really count them, but I think she attacks a few more times with Doom of the Living than she does with Bloodfest. But it's almost another copy and paste limit break as far as her animations and what she does there. And the damage is improved. Where she was only doing about 100 damage per hit, she was doing about 800 per hit. So more damage. I'll be generous. I'm gonna give it a B. I'll be generous and give it a B because of the extra damage that it does. Yuffie, All Creation, multi-targeting once again. That's bad. That's very bad. I'm going to have to say that's going to have to fall. That All Creation's going to have to fall into an F. All Creation falls into an F to me because while it is multi-targeting and it's really good damage, it's basically a sideways version of Gauntlet. Yeah, her animation is pretty good. She like holds her weapon above her head, then like brings it down like she's sort of like focusing. It was kind of like a lot of build-up for an anticlimactic ending. Like you said, Jody, uneventful and anticlimactic. That's why it gets an F. Okay, we'll do Sid first. He'll be the last one to show off all 7 of his limit breaks. Alright, Sid, boost jump. Okay, I'm going to give boost jump the average, just like right down the middle. I'm going to give it a B rank because it's very similar to Cloud's Braver, to Red 13 Sled Fang. It's just one little quick, boom, strong attack. Nothing special whatsoever. Okay, so let's go back to Sid for his second level 1 limit break, Dynamite. I like that. That's a lot of style points going on there with that skill. I think the fact that he utilizes a character trait, the fact he's smoking a cigarette he lights it with the dynamite, or lights the dynamite with the cigarette. I think that's a really, really awesome touch to the game. I like the fact that it's multi-targeting and decent damage. And the fact that it's a stick of dynamite. I think that's pretty cool. I really think I really like that ability. I like that skill a lot. So I'm going to give Dynamite an A rank. He lit that with his cigarette. He sure did, Jody. He sure did. Like, all right, take this, bitch. Hyper jump, multi-targeting. I think it's really not that much different than boost jump. He just jumps and then just does a regular Dragoon attack on the ground. The difference is it is a little bit more flashy. I like the fact that he jumps and does like a forward flip, and there's this big like blue light that comes out from his attack. So I think that's pretty cool looking. So it's an improvement visually on the boost jump, but I still think it kind of falls right there in the middle as a B rank. I think it falls into a B rank. Okay, Sid, Dragon, single target. Now, Dragon. First of all, I have to say that he loses points because the animation that he uses before the dragon actually appears is the same animation he uses when he uses magic or a summon. So the copy and pasted fact that using animation from his normal magic attacks for the limit breaks loses a lot of points. Now, visually, pretty fancy. I like the Chinese dragon that appears, and it like twirls up with all this light show coming up and a decent amount of damage. So Dragon unfortunately gets a B rank, and it's I hate to say that because I am called the Crimson Dragon, and dragon is everything in my theme. I mean, look right there. You think I'm into dragons at all? I mean, look, I even pick his nose. Dragon snot. Ugh. What's with all the back attacks? My God. Alright. First level 3 limit break, Dragon Dive. Multi-targeting. I would say that is impressive. I like the startup animation. He like holds out his hand, and like cracks his neck. You get like a nice little close-up zoom of his face, and then he jumps up and does his regular Dragoon attack, but he does it multiple times, 6 times, and I counted for a change. And then there was this giant blue light that comes out of the ground. Visually spectacular, and that animation, like I said, the startup animation that Sid did, again, that's unique for the limit break. So that definitely is getting an A. Definitely deserving of an A because it's the presentation was absolutely incredible. Excellent presentation for that limit break. All right, Sid. I need to speed it up by accident. Limit Big Brawl. Unfortunately, it's going to probably fall right down in the middle, but it kind of falls into the same penalty as Yuffie's first multi-targeting frenzy attack because it takes a high amount of it takes a high penalty to damage, and that's not good considering it is a level 3 limit break. It's his last limit break before his ultimate, and I truly feel that the damage penalty should be removed. It's right about the same as Yuffie's Doom of the Living, which is her second level 3 limit break, so I guess it's about the same as far as that goes, but I truly think the damage should have been much higher considering it was nearly the last limit break. So I'm going to give it right down the middle, another B rank. Because it just kind of was like mediocre. Alright, High Wind. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. It really completely covers all aspects of the character's personality. He owns the High Wind. The High Wind is his ship, and then he calls upon it to launch a multiple flurry of missiles on all enemies. That is really, really cool. This is what I meant by when I compared Barrett's satellite beam to it. That kind of ability, that satellite beam, is something that I think would fit Sid's character more than it would fit Barrett's, because like High Wind, the satellite beam could have been called down from the High Wind or via proxy from the High Wind. I think it's really cool. I agree with Josh. Absolutely S rank. Absolutely an S rank. I completely agree. So we're going to rate we're not going to rate his abilities, it's only going to be his transformations. So we're going to rate all 4 of Vincent's transformations. First one, level 1, Galleon Beast. Now, honestly, I didn't realize this till the first time I did this ranking. Vincent's limit break is the Galleon Beast is really just a small model of the behemoth, the enemy behemoth later in the game. So it loses a lot of points on that aspect. So I'm going to give Galleon Beast. I'm going to give Galleon Beast a C. I'll give Galleon Beast a C because that's just it's copy and paste of the model is copy and paste of a behemoth. All right, Vincent, Death Gigas. He turns into Frankenstein, basically. I mean, he just turns into Frankenstein's monster. At least it's a unique model, I will give you that. But it's just a really muscly guy, muscly Frankenstein. I'm going to give Death Gigas right down the middle. I'm going to give Death Gigas a B, because at least it's a unique model, but nothing really flashy or amazing about it. I believe this is Vincent's Jason Leatherface hybrid cosplay. Yeah, I kind of like how he starts, like when the Hellmasker spawns in, he's laying on the ground, and then he stands up holding the chainsaw, and he's got the Jason mask, and he's got the saw like Leatherface. So that's why I think he's like a good combination of Leatherface and Jason. if they had like a if they had a love child, that's what Hellmaster would be. And of course, he has the chainsaw, which is pretty cool. I think Hellmaster deserves an A rank. I think Hellmaster deserves an A because it's pretty cool looking. Him with the back attacks. Why? All right. Finally, Chaos. You know, very devil-looking design. That form reminds me a lot of a character from Tekken named Jin, the Devil Jin form. That's what I really get a heavy vibe from when I see that character. But it definitely is unique to that. I would say Chaos gets a B though. I don't really think it's like impressive. I do think it's unique. That's about its only advantage. I don't think it's unique though as Hellmaster. Okay, let's do Tifa. And again, we're going to be doing Tifa all in one turn because all of her abilities can be done in one turn. And we're just going to rank them all as one big ability. Spin kick with the water and then a nice suplex. Summon the dolphin on an uppercut, flying suplex, and then just a really, really strong, shiny punch. I'm gonna give Tifa's all those combinations together. I'm gonna give it an A. I think an A is a good deserving rank. Multi-targeting. Technically multi-hit with each attack. I do like the uniqueness of some of them, like water kick, dolphin blow. I really like the suplex abilities, especially the one where she like takes the enemy, spins them into the air, and then throws them down. I really like that one because that looks really, really cool on some of the really large enemies, like the weapons. It looks really cool to see this little tiny girl of Tifa sending this monstrous weapon into the air, spinning it like it's just like she's spinning a plate. Aerith, level 1 limit break, healing wind. Multi-targeting heal. Very similar to Yuffie's Clear Tranquil, but Clear Tranquil does a lot more healing than Healing Wind does. A lot more. Yeah, it's useful in a situation where if everybody's low on health and that limit break is there, you can use it to get a little health back, but it's just not that impressive to me. Healing Wind gets a C. Alright, let's do Aerith's next level 2 limit break, or level 1 limit break rather. Seal Evil. Here's the thing. You know that's going to be good when I start the conversation with, here's the thing. Status ailments in Final Fantasy VII are, in my opinion, useless. Especially on enemies, because in many times enemies are immune to many of the many of the statuses. And the enemies that you really want those statuses on, like bosses, are immune to those limit breaks. The regular enemies, you wouldn't want to take time inflicting status ailments on them because you can kill them very easily. The game is very easy, so it's easy to take these enemies out. Seal Evil casts Stop and Silence on all enemies. Okay, multi-targeting is nice. So I'm going to have to give Seal Evil an F rank. I think it deserves an F rank. Its only plus side is that it's multi-targeting, but that's not really it's not enough to bring it out of the F hole. All right, Aerith, what you got for us at level 2? Breath of the Earth. Oh, Aerith. Why do your first level limit breaks suck? Why do your first 3 limit breaks suck so badly? So badly. What that does, it's a multi-targeted remedy. It cures the entire party of all I think all is it all status ailments or just all negative status ailments? I can't remember for sure. Either way, Breath of the Earth multi-targets removes all status ailments. The reason this sucks is because, as I said before, status ailments are almost useless in this game. The only status ailments that stick, that are persistent after battle, is fury, sadness, and obviously death. But most likely, not all 3 of your party members are going to be inflicted with the status ailment, so Breath of the Earth would be useless. Whereas you could use a remedy one at a time to get the ones that are actually affected off of their status ailment. So I'm going to agree with Josh and say that Breath of the Earth gets an F. It's not worth it. It's really, really not. Okay, now let's do her other limit break, Fury Brand. This one I can't demonstrate too easily, but I'll explain it anyway, what it does. This one is actually a relatively useful limit break. What Fury Brand does, I couldn't demonstrate it here because Cloud and Red 13 already have full limit bars, but what it does is it's sort of like in Trust in Final Fantasy X. Aerith sacrifices her entire limit break bar and fills the limit bar of the other 2 characters. So it's a good way to kind of spam your limit breaks early on. If Cloud and Red 13 or whoever your other 2 party members are recently used their limit break and Aerith has her filled up, go ahead and use Fury Brand, fill up those 2, and your other 2 party members can unleash their limit breaks again. So that's actually very useful in my opinion, especially if you are trying to use the limit breaks to unlock the further skills in the limit break tree. So I'm actually going to give Fury Brand a pretty good ranking. I'm actually going to give it an A. I'm actually going to give it an A because I really like the fact that you can fill the limit bars of your teammates. Eris, level 1 limit break, first level 3 limit break rather, Planet Protector. Alright, a very useful limit break. A very useful one. This is getting into good realm, finally. What Planet Protector does is it casts gives all 3 characters the status called Peerless. What Peerless is, it is the status that Sephiroth has during the entire Nibelheim flashback. All characters are immune to all effects and all damage. So they can't take damage, they can't take healing, excuse me, and if they're affected by a status ailment like, say, poison beforehand, they will not be further affected by that poison. They won't take any further damage. Now, it will not cure them of poison, but they will not take any further damage. So if you have a character that is in the Peerless status after they've been poisoned, you'll just get you'll get the 0 damage pop because they are still taking poison damage, but it's at 0 because of the Peerless status. So, and I love the Peerless status. It's really, really good for like tanking a really strong hits. Sadly, the best times that Planet Protector can be used, Eris is unfortunately permanently out of the party. So it's a major drawback there. But I will say that Planet Protector does earn pretty high rank. I'm going to give it an A. I'm going to give it an A. I do really like Planet Protector for the fact that it inflicts an actually useful status in Peerless. You can't get a Peerless status with any other way except through Eris's limit breaks, and I think there is an item that can do it. A very, very, very rare item. I think. I could be wrong on that. Now we're going to do Eris's second level 3 limit break, which is Pulse of Life. It's an okay ability. It's a multi-targeting. It's just like Healing Wind, multi-targeting, but it's a full heal. It's a full cure. So pretty good on that fact. The fact that it's a complete recovery of HP and MP. It's essentially a Mega Elixir, I believe. So it's a pretty useful limit break, although I still don't think it's as good as Planet Protector. So I'm going to give it, right down the middle, I'm going to give it a B rank. Pulse of Life gets a B rank. Alright, Eris, show us Great Gospel. What Great Gospel does is it combines the two limit breaks that she has on her level 3, both of her level 3 limit breaks is what I was trying to say. Sometimes I can't word. Great Gospel combines her 2 level 3 limit breaks. It gives everyone a full HP and MP recovery, so it's a mega elixir, so it's the Breath of Earth part, and it inflicts the Peerless status on all characters, just like Planet Protector does. So it's a nice combination of the two. I believe also Peerless lasts a little bit longer when you use Great Gospel. I think like maybe 1 extra turn. Not entirely sure. Never really timed it. One thing I wish they should have, which I think they should have done with Great Gospel, since Great Gospel already combines 2 of the previous limit breaks, is it should have also combined Breath of the Earth, which cures status ailments. Yes, I know what I said about status ailment curing is unnecessary in this game, but combining all 3 of them, curing all statuses, full recovery, and Peerless into the Great Gospel limit break would have made this limit break, I think, the best in the game as far as like defensive limit breaks, but I still don't think it's an S rating. If it did do all 3 of those, I would give it an S rating, but unfortunately it doesn't. So I'm going to just give it an A. I'll give it an A rank because I do think it's a great combination of the 2 previous limit breaks, and it saves a turn. This is very useful for the Stolen Materia side quest, in my opinion, because if you use this in the final boss of the Stolen Materia side quest, you can really tear down the final boss a lot easier and not have to worry about his devastating attacks, which sometimes he can deliver pretty strong attacks if you're fighting him rather early on in the story. Like I said, we're not going to bother with doing Kate Seth's limit breaks because both of his limit breaks are absolutely awful. For those of you unaware of what Kate Seth's limit breaks are, he has 2 limit breaks. He does not have a level 4 limit break. He has no item to get in order to gain a level 4 limit break. He has 2 limit breaks. One is called slots, where it's kind of like Tifa's limit breaks. You have slots that you have to rotate through. But if you, depending on what you get in those slots, will dictate what his ability is. And it can sometimes be very random as what you get. So that's terrible. And his second level limit break, his level 2 limit break, which is slightly more useful, is called dice. And depending on his level, he throws a small collection of dice, and that dice is multiplied by, I believe it's 100, and he deals that amount of damage to the enemy. The higher the level, the higher number of dice he deals, the more damage potential he can deliver. But again, that is still random. If he has 4 dice and he throws 4 ones out there, he still only does 400 damage. So it really is. Those are 2 very pathetic limit breaks, and both of Kate Seth's limit breaks get an F rank. If I could actually go lower than F rank for Kate Seth's limit breaks, I would give them that, because they are the worst 2 limit breaks of the game, and that is also why I say Kate Seth is the worst character in Final Fantasy VII. That does it for the first episode of Dragon Rankings. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Hope you all, like I said, enjoyed it. I don't know why I said it twice. I guess I'm just repetitive like that sometimes because I don't really know what to say in moments like this. But thank you so much for enjoying that video. So check out my other links that'll be posted right around here, and I will see you all in the next video. See you then. Bye bye.